because they come in class hands. You're like, okay, testosterone-filled action film. I got it. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. And it just sticks that way all the way through. So,
Yeah.
okay, so let's do this. What would you rate this movie?
Well, 5 stars.
Hello, welcome to the HolmFront, where we keep everything objectively subjective. I'm Tyler, your host, aspiring author, aspiring board game creator, obviously YouTube commentator.
Let's do this.
To my right, as always, is Mitch, my overly artistic friend. Mitch, anything you want to throw in?
I'm angry.
So recently, we hung out with my brother-in-law, and as you saw last week, if you watched last week's episode, we mentioned that we were doing this one today. We saw a classic, great film called Predator. What did you think on your first viewing of the Arnold Schwarzenegger classic?
It was amazing.
Okay.
This movie was truly amazing. I did not think it was going to be as good as it was, because everything it did wrong just made it better.
Yeah, it's like doing it on purpose. So like I said, this is the first time you had seen it, and you've seen no other Predator movies except the one I dragged you to last week.
Yes.
The Badlands movie. This movie is certainly a product of the time in all of the best ways.
Yeah.
It starts with one of the most iconic images, which you had seen long before you saw the movie.
Yeah.
And that is Arnold Carl Weathers going in for that classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
Where they like go into a handshake and then it becomes an arm wrestle.
Yep.
And they're just like flexing.
They're just testosteroning it out. Like gnarly. Okay, so let's jump into just a basic synopsis.
Okay.
There's not a lot to this movie. So it's not...
Right. So this will just be more of a fun, hashed out revisit. So
Carl Weathers is apparently part of the government. He enlists Arnold and his team, who are like these mercenary type spec ops, go to the jungle to help free some hostages. So that's what they say, at least.
Yeah.
They go out,
but then they end up getting more than they bargained for.
Yep. So my original sentence was, on a mission to rescue some people, a spec ops team encounters more than they bargained for. And that's really all you need. Nothing else matters in this movie. Just Arnold and a bunch of roided out dudes going out in the jungle and getting hunted down by something. So what else did you like about this movie? Because obviously you liked all of that.
Yeah. So I like that this movie's just very sincere. It's just, this is what it is.
It starts that way, and it's like, we're going to continue like this. So
the whole movie.
That.
Yeah.
Get off the train.
Because sometimes you watch an old movie from like the 80s or whatever, and it's good. You could see why people liked it, but also you could see through the seams and you go, all right, well, that part's kind of lame or whatever.
Sure.
This movie didn't have any of that. Any part that was lame just added to the enjoyment factor of it, because you could tell that they just put enough effort to like get you through that and then move on.
Sure.
Because it's just pretty much stringing together all the things they were excited about.
Yeah.
So that's all that you get. Like, there's this whole scene where they go out to rescue the hostages and they just like shoot up this place. Like, this whole compound, just everybody gets blown away. And it's super long, and they're chucking bombs, and one guy's got a minigun just mowing people down, and they're just, shooting people and getting shot like,
yeah, they do the classic, like, they're just loaded with squibs.
Yeah.
And then so they're just, it's like, how long is this going to like die already? Gosh, you just wasted a whole mag in this guy. But hey, it's for the Hollywood. It's for the magic.
Exactly.
And it delivers.
Right.
Because even that scene, like, they barely giving you any context. They're just like, yeah, some hostages, we got to save them. And it's like, all right. And that's it. And they're like, how do we save them? This place is going to be a hole in the ground by the time we're done. And it's every pyrotechnic that they had, every squib, every practical effect. They're like, we're not going to be able to do this for the rest of the movie. So we're going to put it all right here.
Yeah.
All of it. And then at the end, it's got to be a giant ball of flame. We got to blow all of it up.
Yeah.
Because that's how we do in the 80s. And they deliver. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and they even have like cringy, lame jokes, like a couple of those, but it's not like an excessive amount. It's just
Mind
one
if
or
I
two.
drop in or some
Yeah.
stupid line like that? Yeah.
There's one that's like a knife, and it's like you drop this or something like that.
Stick around.
Yeah,
That's what
stick around.
he
Yeah, because
pins
they
him
throw
to
a
a
knife
wall.
into some guy, pins into the wall. Stick around.
It's so stupid. Oh,
But
man.
they have like just enough to like help like remind you of the era. Like I can't imagine myself enjoying this movie if I had seen it in theaters when it came out.
Mm,
Because I would have been that pretentious person who was like, this is just like action schlock of the day.
right.
Right? It's just a Big Mac. But now a Big Mac from the 80s is
Sounds
kind of
great.
interesting. Yeah, I'm into it. Or actually 70s, right? This movie was 70 something? No.
It was 80s.
It was 80s? Okay.
Yeah, I think it was 87.
Oh, wait,
It was a
that's
little
where
later.
I'm thinking of the 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite line, since we're on bad line,
Okay.
favorite line, which is the line that stuck out to you when we watched it,
Yeah.
is one of the guys gets hit or something, or just like shrapnel, whatever it was.
Uh-huh.
Guy's like, "You're bleeding, man." He's like, "I ain't got time to bleed." Like, what? What does that mean? Because you're bleeding, so it's just really okay. Sure, yeah. You ain't got
That
time.
That one I am pulling for my card game. I'm going to make it a card, no time to bleed. And I just want a picture of some roided out guy like,
just tying the thing onto his arm. Just
or he should be like bleeding and it's like this hugely severe wound, but like just focused like as if it doesn't matter. Just zero
no time.
reaction.
This is it. So, all in all, if we haven't given it away yet, we like this movie a lot. A lot. Because it just, what you see is what you get. It's just through and through. Doesn't try and be anything more than it is, anything less than it is. You get the whole big action scene up front. You get a bunch of Arnold and Carl Weathers flexing their hearts out.
Yeah.
And then you get this thing killing people in the worst of ways, which got the best blood and gore of the time. It was great. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this movie's very interesting and just how like by the numbers it is.
yes.
Because there's nothing where it dips off. I'm trying to think of an 80s movie that does this. I know I've seen them where it's just like, okay, what happened? Like this part gets weird. It's kind of like maybe like a Logan's Run is sort of that way.
Okay.
Like that movie really loses itself and like
That is 70s sci-fi, so yeah.
Yeah, it's going somewhere with it, but it is just like whoa, what happened here? Like I'm getting a different movie than what I thought I was going to get. And this one is just like the total antithesis of that. So it starts with Arnold, like it's just all these cool shots of like this helicopter landing and Arnold being buff, and he's in this like bright red shirt, which
that's
and like
right.
yeah, I
Right.
loved that so much. This was
Is
just
that
like
a Star Trek reference, do you think?
here's the thing. We were talking about references, right? Because I'm just seeing nothing but Contra screaming at me, the NES game. And I don't think there's any referencing going on whatsoever. I just don't think they thought that.
I almost wonder if it's backwards because Contra came out before this movie.
Yeah.
At least February. So February was Contra, June was this film.
Right.
And so I wonder if these guys seem like the type that would be like, put it in. That's awesome. Yeah, give him a red shirt. Let's make fun of Contra. Because I mean the poster, it's probably inspired by Commando, which is another Schwarzenegger film. That's our guess, at least.
That's
Contra.
the Contra poster.
Yeah.
It has to be inspired by that. There's no way it's not.
Right. It's
Like the flak vest
very
and
likely.
the gun.
Yeah.
And then,
He's got nothing under the flak vest. It's just,
exactly. Yeah.
Because it's funny in this film, he's got the bright red shirt or whatever, but then he gets into the camo gear. But at some point, and it's after they do the whole explosion scene, he just like rips off the shirt. He's like,
Yeah, we're done with this.
These biceps got to be out. I can't go in the jungle without my guns, dude. Like, it's it's hilarious. But there's like, why are you there for Arnold?
Yeah.
You're clearly there for one reason. It's because like he's the heavy lifting champion of the world. Like,
Right.
duh. So,
Right.
anyway, yeah. So we're not sure which way the references go, but I wonder if the red shirt thing is a Contra thing.
Well, yeah, because like when you're playing, player 1, I think is blue,
Okay.
and then player 2 is red, if I remember right.
Okay.
I know that it's swapped in Contra because most any other game does the reverse color, and I can't remember which one's typical
Okay.
and which way Contra deviates. But yeah, like here's why I'm not convinced that these are references. I think it's just like the energy in the room kind of thing.
Just the product of its time in that way.
Yeah, because nowadays, it's like reference this, reference that, and especially like let's build off of this, whether it makes sense to do so or not. And then they, infuse it with all this stuff that is palatable nowadays, but just doesn't belong anymore. Like it totally doesn't belong in what it originally was. And, Predator Badlands is a prime example of that. It's just over too much CGI. You've got too much femininity running around. You've got like a cutesy little ape character. Get that out of here. We don't need that. Because like the comedy in the original Predator, it's not really comedy.
No.
It's just so ridiculous.
Right.
That you might laugh at it, and I don't think they really cared. It's like it comes through as if they're like, yeah, just say that. I don't have time to bleed. That's the line.
Right.
And then we just move on. It's like you get to be one of the characters in the movie.
Yep.
Stick around.
Stick around. So stupid.
Like if they just did all of that, I mean, I feel like that would go over way better.
That's fair. Yeah, because now it's like referential, but in the best of ways.
Yeah, because there's something so honest about that kind of a movie. If that's not your thing, fine. But I mean, we said it about Guardians of the Galaxy. Like Guardians of the Galaxy is a very acquired taste kind of movie. But for those who like it, it's a great time.
Right. And like you said, it's very upfront about what it is. You meet right off the bat.
Yeah.
It's just Peter Quill dancing around like an idiot. And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm ready.
Right.
And it just keeps it all the way through. Like it doesn't really change at all. Same thing with this film, though.
Yeah.
Because they come in class hands. You're like, okay, testosterone-filled action film. I got it. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. And it just sticks that way all the way through. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this. What would you rate this movie?
Well, 5 stars.
Oh, okay.
I gotta.
So like one of those perfect 80s action films for you?
Yeah. I wouldn't change a thing about it.
Okay.
I mean, what's the rate for you?
Oh, yeah, same.
Yeah. It's perfect.
It was better because I had seen it a long time ago, and I'll just do story time. Why not? My family has a timeshare they got years and years and years ago, and we would go and stay at this hotel, and then we had two bedrooms. So there was the master bedroom, just like the guest bedroom, and I have 2 sisters, so there was 2 beds in that room. So they would take that room for themselves. My parents would take the master, and I would take this bed that was in the wall. You'd pop open these cupboard doors, and then you'd fold this thing down.
Okay.
That is like in the main room, which is where the TV was. And so the 2 doors that would open out, they're like the fold doors, like they have a hinge in the middle. So when they opened up, the 2 doors would like have a flap on them. So we would open those all the way out and rest them against the edges of the bed to help block out some of the light for me. But my head would land right at the seam, so I could lean out and watch movies, whatever my dad had on.
Yeah.
And he had on Predator when I was, I don't know, like 10 or 11, which is a lot of movie for a 10 or 11-year-old to be watching. But I got to watch it that way. And it was real hard to hear because he had it turned way down. So I had to be like trying to get as much as I could out of it. So it was mostly visual. But that was my first experience with Predator. And then I watched the later ones later. And I never went back to the original one. I watched, at some point, I finally watched the sequel. I watched Predators because that came out in 2010, and that was the Adrian Brody one.
Okay.
I think I just watched it on my own there. And then I watched the Shane Black one, and that one I just kind of fast-forwarded through because it's terrible. And then this one, Predator Badlands. So this was the first time I'd gone back to it. And I was like, all right, we can watch a Predator movie, I guess. Mitch has never seen it. He's got a game, it's a board game that's like based kind of off of Contra, and this is like, goes hand in hand, so I'm surprised he's never seen it. But then we were watching, I was like, man, I did not remember how fun this movie is. It's so fun.
Yes.
Because it doesn't try and like shove a bunch of stuff that you don't want in there. It gives that one scene that feels kind of disconnected, and the rest of the movie is them getting hunted down one by one.
Wait, which is the disconnected scene?
I wouldn't say it's disconnected. It's just kind of paying off the mission that they go out for originally. And it's really just for them to get a bunch of bullets off in the first place. Because they lay waste to this thing. And
they have to establish that these guys are as good as they say.
Yeah.
Because when the Predator starts killing them off, you have to believe that this predator is a deadly threat, and he can only be that if these guys were as intense as they actually are.
Right.
So they did need a scene to demonstrate that.
You're
it's
right.
just a very long scene to
It
do
is.
so.
They definitely indulged themselves. So yeah, when the predator shows up, you don't get to see it for a while.
Yeah.
Which is also pretty cool because they were messing with the special effects of that time because he's invisible, but they try and give you a little bit of something to see.
Mm-hmm.
You got to see something.
Yeah.
But it's fun because these guys are like wigging out because they can't quite see it, but they know something's out there after them.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes it fun because you all these tough guys that are like wetting their pants. Makes it real scary for the audience. So like it's definitely a horror, but it's not like Alien.
Yeah.
Because Alien's a lot more of the psychological, and it is an actual like real deadly thing, but it's not a bunch of competent dudes going up after it. It's astronauts that are in space that aren't expecting to see something like that. This one is a bunch of like very competent, skilled warrior types that are getting hunted down and killed by something that is far more equipped than they are.
Yeah, Alien is like, a great movie, and
Yes.
Predator or Alien's a great film,
Yes.
and then Predator's a great movie.
That's a good point.
You know, that's kind of like where that distinction goes. Because Alien, you can talk about like, the finesse of its craftsmanship. And this doesn't have any of that.
No,
but
it doesn't care about it. It's not trying to be
a
a great filmmaking experience. It's just like,
right.
no, this is a bunch of explosions and blood and guts. What else? What were you looking for?
Yeah. Do we need anything else?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, it's just that classic cheeseburger, and
Yes.
it's really good. It's like, I haven't had one of those in for a while.
Well, and it's great too because it doesn't try, like I said earlier, it's not trying to be more than it is. So it never tries to explain anything about the predator. It just tells you what it can do. It's got a laser. It's got like these blades on it. It rips people's skulls out. And obviously it's invisible and stuff. But even at the end, when Arnold gets the best of it, it's like it pulls its helmet off, so you get to see it, and it's this crazy, gross-looking thing. And then his line is, "What the hell are you?"
Yeah.
It's almost like the movie nodding at everybody, and you're like, we don't know what it is either. It's just this scary thing that they encounter in the jungle.
Yeah.
And it's one of those like cryptid stories, they come back from war and they like have these horrifying stories. Like, so it's kind of breaching a little bit into that, but also just like we don't really care to give an explanation here. It just is what it is. It's a scary monster.
Yeah, I'm sure if you want to do a deep read with this movie, you're going to make comparisons with Vietnam. That much is very obvious because they're in a jungle. It's Asians in the jungle that they rescue an Asian girl, and then I forget what everybody else was. I don't think they ever really explain, but yeah. So and then they're being traumatized because they come across like some of the squad that had gone in before, and they've like had their skin like ripped off and they're scalped and stuff, or like whatever it was. It was just like super disgusting, and like birds are picking on them.
Very referential to guerrilla warfare and the psychological effects that it has. So if you want any depth to it, that is probably the most you're going to get out of it. And yes, Vietnam is what it's most similar to, an environment, and then just kind of what they're going through. So like all of that bleeds through, but they're also not very interested in grounding it much further in reality than that. They're not trying to like expound on the facts or of the effects of the psychological. They're just using that as the tool. And it's familiar for people at that time, familiar for us now, but at that time it was a lot more fresh. And so probably also had some kind of effect for like explaining what those guys went through to some extent. So like it has some artistic merit in that realm, but it's very minimal. That's not the object of the film.
Well, I think you're right about that. It's very much like it's in there if you want to project onto it, but it's kind of like again, nowadays like Stranger Things is kind of the premier craftsmanship of this referential type of thing where let me reference these other elements and then combine them, and it does this whole collage project. But in the 80s, I don't feel like very many movies are like that. Like that's a very new age thing to do. Like not really until 2010 do I feel like you start to see movies that are really digging into doing that. I mean, there's always been remakes and such, but not to the frequency and not with the same kind of, well, let's recontextualize it for our current audience. Before it was just like, yeah, it's updated, I suppose, but it's usually just like a different take on it.
Sure.
With this one, with the exception of the Body Snatchers, which is a whole nother conversation. with this one, it's kind of, and I'm trying to figure out what the proper way to describe it would be, but it's sort of like if there was something that was going on today and someone just decided to like take that in the loosest sense of the term
Yeah.
and then do this whole other idea that they have on top of it. It would be like that, except nowadays everybody would just be pointing out like, oh, well, it's a reference to this, because everything has to be a reference,
Right.
everything has to have meaning, everything has to be, a deep-seated message or whatever. And so this movie just uses it as a backdrop because it's familiar and it gets them into the context that they want. It's like, all right, it's a bunch of roided out guys in the jungle fighting a monster.
Yeah.
That's what they want. So it's,
So it's almost atmospheric in that way.
Yes, thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. It's really just atmosphere. It's set dressing. It's not really, because I mean, it's ridiculous. The the lines these characters are saying.
It's great. So good.
And like when he meets his friend, he walks up to him and then they do that, like they lock arms and then they do an arm wrestle as they're having their conversation. This is their greeting. And even the shots leading up to it, there are these real low angles. So they're giving them these huge guys, like all this power, and then it's like a slow kind of push in. So it was just like, and just let me get as much testosterone that I can.
Yep.
Out
just
of this shot,
wringing it out. And just,
just so much.
Yeah.
It's like after it's over, you're kind of like, whew, that's a lot.
I mean, it is. Because they even, like, the payoff is because, he falls in the water. He's got no shirt on. This is Arnold. He's the only one left. No shirt on, covered in mud. He, like, sets up all these super elaborate traps or whatever, and then he lights this fire. It's, like, very caveman-esque at that point.
Yeah.
And he's, like, holding the... like, to call it in, and then it's the battle. It's, like, him versus him. So it's... Yeah, it like I said, it goes all the way through just what it is. Like, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, atmospheric, like everyone would probably understand what they're going for, and then it's like, all right, we're just gonna take it from here. Arnold, do your thing. Rip off your sleeves, man. Get those guns. There's a full-on scene in the middle of this film. It's my favorite thing in the world, where somebody thinks he sees something in the jungle and just lets loose. He holds down the trigger and just goes.
And this is a minigun.
Yeah.
So it's
the thing just and then everyone without question just jumps in with him. They
start blasting the jungle too. They're just like, I don't know what we're shooting, but we're
just
take it out.
Go for it. Like, it's great because they run through it, and the end of it is him still holding it down, and the minigun's still spinning, but he's got nothing left to shoot. And then the guy's like, nothing living could have survived that, man. And like, if he moved around to the side, he could have, because you all just shot in the same direction for like 10 minutes. Like, what are you talking about? But it's so funny because it's just indulgent. They're like, we don't care. We have all of these rounds we want to get off. Let's just blow it all in the jungle. And they just do it. And it's memorable. Because, like, even as you were sitting there, and, like, you'd never seen this movie before, but you totally got what they're going for. Is like, they're still going. He's blowing everything they've got.
Yeah, it's like someone hears the gunshot because he screams first because he kind of sees the creature and then he's like, that's no bueno. We're not doing that one. And so he just screams, and I forget what he says, and then just, and then everyone else just, and then starts powering it out over there, and then they just come up beside him, and they're. It's like such intense focus. They don't know what it is. They didn't see anything. This guy's just lost his mind. And they're like, well, we're a team. So if you saw something, I'm with you, man. Whatever it is, I'll take it down with you.
So good.
Unbelievable. So I'm still trying to like parse through why that scene is as intense as it is. Because like I on some level, like I almost don't want to know. Because there's something so special about it. Like you said, it's memorable. You're never going to forget that.
No.
It's so intense. And it was so small a thing. But it was like the ghost became a reality to him or something.
Something like that, but it's also something to see a man like that who has seen warfare, who has gone through all this stuff, to break in that way.
Okay. Yeah.
So maybe on some level it's trying to like get the audience to unnerved because like
Okay.
he's seen something that he doesn't know what to do with, so he just blows to smithereens the place that he knew it was in hopes that it does something. And
Yeah.
then for the fact that it doesn't do something disconcerts him even further. And so I think that's the way, because like he's the one in the beginning that's like, I ain't got time to bleed. He's the
Yeah.
one that like isn't phased by anything,
Mm-hmm.
but he's the one that breaks psychologically
Yeah.
by this thing. So it's supposed to like pull you into, oh no, this is a serious thing they're going after in this jungle. Yeah, like it's just overindulgent in that. That's all.
There's something to be said about the psychology of the storyteller,
Yeah,
because it never feels like if the psychology, the storyteller is a lot smarter than the story or its characters.
you talking about for Predator specifically? Yes.
Yeah. None of the characters are particularly bright.
No.
And it's interesting, and then the story isn't highly intelligent, but there is a very clear philosophy, and that is, if they're not willing to sort of go back into like a kind of almost like a primal state,
Yeah.
then you're not going to survive. 'Cause
Right.
that's what it's going to require of you. So what happens is when the predator's picking them all off, and they're pretty alarmed because it's, they can't figure out how, and it's got advanced technology that they don't understand. So it's coming at them with all this, like the strange, the unknownness of it all, and so they're having to comprehend what that is, and they all fail. Even the one guy, he decides to just turn around and face it, and he's like, I can't keep running from this thing, I'll just be brave and see how that works out. It doesn't work out at all. He just
Right.
gets totally wiped out.
Right.
But then Schwarzenegger is the last one standing, and he goes through this rebirth where he gets knocked off down this waterfall, and then he pops out of it, and then he's crawling through the mud or whatever.
Yeah.
And at this point, he's lost everything. He doesn't have his weapons or his equipment or anything. He's just a man now.
Yeah.
And so that part actually started to instill a bit of fear in me, because I was like, well, how is he supposed to win now when he has nothing? Like,
Right.
he would need all these tools. But that's the brilliance of it, is that he doesn't need those things. And so the Predator is relying on all this tech that it has and everything, and the training and all this. And yet the thing that defeats it is Arnold recognizing, okay, I have to go back to just like, I got to be
Back to
primal.
basics, baby.
Yeah, back to basics. Like, okay, I will be like an animal and fight against this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so he lays traps, he uses his environment to his advantage, and that's how he's able to defeat the monster in this battle of wits that they're having.
Right.
Which I thought was really cool, because then the speaker of the story, the storyteller, essentially is saying that, they were both two civilizations that had, sort of risen up and become civilized in their equivalency and developed all this technology and everything. But none of that mattered, because when it boiled down to it, the only way to survive was to
Become the apex predator. Or
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I love those narratives when it's like a return to like the recesses
Formality or
of
whatever.
of what you once were kind
Yeah.
of thing. I just find them really fascinating. So he goes all caveman on this thing, and it works. And I'm like, that's awesome, because he has to learn. He's got to learn something that's like innately human.
Yeah.
Right.
In order to defeat something that isn't.
Yes. Yeah. It's like the Predator ultimately made the same mistake that the humans had made by
Sure.
relying on all this technology and
Gotcha.
everything, right?
That's fair.
And so it's like you burn it with fire.
Right, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say, honestly. I think you've kind of encapsulated it all. The movie is a fantastic film. If you haven't seen it, and in fact, if you're thinking about seeing Badlands, just don't. Go watch this movie instead.
Yeah,
This
just watch
is
this.
Far more worth it. Far more fun. You get a bunch of Arnold. You get a bunch of blood and guts, because this one actually is R.
As it should be.
Deservedly
for these
so.
movies.
Yeah. Predator movie, like, yeah, give me an R rating. Like,
Yeah,
that was
for
one of
real.
my biggest disappointments with Badlands. I was like, oh, that's
Mhm.
13. Ugh. I don't want an accessible Predator film. I want
Right.
this. Bring this back.
Yeah.
This is the good stuff. I would have even been fine if they sent the Predator out and they hunted the Predator down. And so he's the one that's dealing with this. Like that would have been more compelling to me and more in line. Then it would be like, all right, it's weird. It's a little weird because like this is a lot more relatable, right? This is supposed to delve into the human experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, bring it back into that primality where you have to become something more and a thing that's hunting you down, or something less, whatever, something original, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to your base level primal instincts. So like, there's something to be said about that where it's relatable, but it's also it's not super deep. There's not a lot to the movie, but that's the point. It just makes it so much more fun.
Yeah.
To just enjoy. Like, I'm just gonna go watch a testosterone fueled alien movie from the 80s, and that's what you got out of it. It's like you take sci-fi and just its base elements, and then you take Commando, which is the original film, which is also a great movie, by the way. If you haven't seen the Predator, or not a Predator, Schwarzenegger film where he's just tearing it up, like. But again, nothing to it.
It makes me want to revisit more films of the era, but not the classics that everybody knows and loves, but like Commando and Predator, which people know and people have seen, but it's not quite, it's not
a
like,
level like Terminator or Star Wars or Alien or all that kind of stuff. That's transcended.
Exactly. Yeah, or something like, Star Wars, everyone saw that in the theater. You couldn't get away from it. Whereas this stuff was like, maybe you saw it, maybe you didn't.
Sure.
But man, I was watching it thinking this would be so cool to see this on the big screen. You just do reruns.
That would be fun. I'd watch that in the theater.
Yeah.
I'd definitely watch that.
I feel like the Predator concept didn't really appeal to me, but it just has been so watered down. And
so going back to basics for you for the film was like,
oh,
rejuvenated your interest now?
Yeah, well, not to watch any of the others because I know where they go. I mean, maybe the second one because putting it into Los Angeles that's where it is.
Yes,
that's hilarious.
It's odd. It's I don't know if I like the decision. Maybe if we'll watch it again.
Is Schwarzenegger in that one?
No, it's Danny Glover.
Okay. Well,
I know. It's a little weird.
I feel like Schwarzenegger really added.
He did.
He really brought something.
He did. Yeah. So
he's just so huge.
He's huge. It's just it's
and
like
his whole demeanor of like, let's go. All right.
Yeah, he brings something to it. It's like something, he's more human, I guess, because he seems like superhuman almost. So it's like the best of us versus this thing that we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you bring something else in, like why am I blanking on his name? The guy that plays in the Predator film, pianist.
Adrian Brody.
Adrian Brody. He's not the best of us. So it's weird to see him replacing that role because it's like this is
in terms of raw physical prowess,
right? Not
just
there
presence, yeah.
So to see someone with that raw physical prowess, like it would be like if you put The Rock in there because he's just so much person. He's just tall this way, large this, like he's just a lot of dude.
Yeah, it makes it so strange to me why they don't think to do that. Like, if they commissioned me to make a Predator movie, I'd be like, all right, let me go watch the original. And if I saw that, it would be very easy what to come up with, what to do. It's not complicated. I'd be like, all right, I need to get like a Dwayne Johnson kind of person in the lead role. I need somebody big who's like taking up the screen.
Right.
None of this wide shot stuff. Give me a really tall aspect ratio.
Sure.
So that way I can give them as much power as I can. And then, I need a simple cast of characters. They have their archetypes of characters. They have personalities
Each has a
more
specialty.
than they have an actual like arc. I don't really need to worry about that so much. And I would want to keep things grounded. Like I would be like, don't get too carried away with like visual effects, special effects, yes, and doing stunts and whatnot.
Right.
But don't make it a big deal. I would never make it showy. I wouldn't be like this, oh, look, so you can see it. It would just be like whoa, I can't believe he just did that. Like, wow, that was crazy.
Yeah, like lifting it over his head or something.
Yeah, it would just be like
some physical feat,
and then you'd be like
throwing a boulder down, just
have like a moment where he just goes full on ape.
Exactly.
That would be cool too. It would be like he starts to lose himself, like he goes too far.
Right.
And then it's like there's this moment where we got to kind of rein him back in, but you're not sure that worked.
Right.
That would be a great way to end it.
It would.
I don't understand too, because people love the classic even more than I think when it was originally released. Because this was not like some Oscar movie or whatever.
No.
Not even close. So, nowadays it just seems like it would be so easy to just go back to recapture that. And so the whole CGI fest, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, why would you? Who wants that?
Apparently, it's doing fairly well. So,
yeah, I feel like that's a what is it, chicken or the egg scenario? Where it's like if you offer someone one thing, eventually they'll kind of like it.
Because they've got no other choice.
Right.
Okay.
But when you present that alternative, people gravitate towards it. Because if you look at like the John Wick movies, right, it was a movie that was kind of in line with this, where it's just the action, right.
But it's not the roided out guy. It's a little bit more refined. But it's almost like they're mixing James Bond and American culture to where it has that, because he's got the suits and all that kind of stuff. Whereas this one, he's all exposed just so he could show off. Please.
That still works though, because you got the whole government was working against you thing, which is another Vietnam thing,
right?
It felt like, okay, you didn't really have my back out here, did you?
Right, betrayed by who he thought he could trust. Yeah,
yeah. So you do one of those, just like a little bit, just like this movie did, just a little bit, and then
because it's hard to remember because it's so irrelevant. It's just enough to give you like that thin foundation to get to whatever you're trying to get to. Like you said, it's atmospheric more than it is trying to lay a plot foundation, because it's not worried about its plot. It's like, no, you're supposed to be terrified, and it's supposed to seem familiar. That's all it's trying to do.
Yeah.
And it did it very well.
It's amazing to me how, let me ask you this. I feel like Kong Skull Island is the most recent movie I can think of
that does something
similar. Because it just has so many things going on in that movie that makes I'm like, who came up with this? Why is it here? Like, the explanation doesn't exist, but that's what makes that movie great, because you're just constantly surprised. Like, there's this whole scene where John C. Reilly has this line that comes out of nowhere, and it's like, that was creepy. It's almost like hinting that like he's gonna kill somebody in the group. You're like, what did you just say? And then he's like, kind of laughs it off. And you're like, whoa. But that kind of stuff made it seem like people on this island are crazy. They've lost their minds,
right?
It's
a dangerous place for everybody, all of us.
So, is there another movie you can think of that's just like so pure and just kind of like, here's stuff, and you're just left to be like, I guess.
Good question. I'd have to look through that and find. That'd be a fun segment, like a short we could do, for just kind of pure films, something that just stays true to its nature and really doesn't found outside of that. Because you're right, it does do that, especially with Samuel Jackson kind of breaking. And his like entire focus now is just to take out the thing that killed his men.
Yeah.
Because that is very 80s inspired. Like, that feels like a very 80s thing to do in a movie.
Yeah.
It's just not the roided out guy going after him, but it's also a giant ape, so it really wouldn't matter.
Right. And there's no deep discussion about it.
No.
You're just getting these shots of Samuel L. Jackson's extremely intense expression.
Right.
Which only he can do. And it's great. Because you're like, what is this man thinking?
Well, I love the scene where like the ape comes out of the water and he's like standing there holding the torch or whatever, and just like, because that feels like something from Predator. Like, that's something, because Arnold does a lot of that. Just those. It's that all that intensity that he doesn't, exactly, just like in the
wilderness.
Yeah, gotta reach down deep to fight this thing I don't understand. Yeah, back to basics. Bring back more movies like this one.
Agreed.
So good. Any further comments?
No, that's great. I rambled enough. This movie's awesome. Go watch it.
Go watch it. Yeah, 2 thumbs up, 5 stars, whatever else you like. 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Go watch this movie. Thank you for watching. So you made it to the end of the video. If you liked it, please consider subscribing and leave us a comment. We'd love to hear what you thought.